Hey, we finally made it to Friday. Hopefully your week went well, and it was very enjoyable temperatures. A little bit on the windy side, but we'll take that if we have temperatures in the 80s like yesterday. Wind gusts yesterday also generally about 25-35 miles per hour, and the highest in north central Kansas and Concordia. That's not going to change today either. What's going to change today is just a touch more cloud cover for the day today. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds, and temperatures generally in the low to mid 80s across the area, with wind gusts once again between 25 and 35 miles per hour. Maybe a few gusts still up to 40 up towards north central Kansas, but certainly not terrible for the most part. And then we'll have the wind shift for tonight as a cold front pushes through the area with winds out of the north. And unfortunately, these winds not going anywhere for the weekend. They're going to continue, this time out of the northwest, and that will usher in much colder temperatures for the upcoming weekend. We're also monitoring, as I mentioned, more clouds today, but also the risk for storms tonight, including severe weather, especially this evening. So this will be something that we'll continue to really hone in on throughout the day as the newest computer models come in through the day. But you definitely want to stay weather aware on what is going to be taking place for tonight. As we head into tomorrow, though, we'll have more showers and still maybe a few thunderstorms. But our highest potential of severe weather is going to occur this evening, mainly out in our western communities with that slight risk of severe weather. Wind being the primary threat, 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts and up to 2-inch diameter hail, especially with storms initially developing, especially if they're isolated. Right now, I'm going 0% chance of a tornado, but we'll keep an eye on that threat as well. Right now, Storm Prediction Center has less than a 2% chance of tornadoes across the area. So I'm going to keep it out of the forecast for now, but obviously, anytime we have severe weather, even if we said that there isn't really a risk for a certain hazard, prepare for it. You never know. A surprise potential could occur. Just like earlier, the last time we had storms, earlier this week, where we had flooding taking place in Franklin County. Obviously, over the overall forecast, we were not expecting flooding, but if there's an isolated storm that is unlike the others and produces a severe weather hazard that's not expected, it's possible. So just stay weather aware. As we head throughout the day on Saturday, we'll continue with rain chance throughout the day. May not be overly heavy. There's still a chance that there might be some isolated thunderstorms. This model is starting to dry out a little bit by 4 o'clock. There are some computer models that linger at least some spotty rain showers even into Saturday night. So I did put in a rain chance for Saturday night in the official 8-day forecast. But I think still our highest potential for rain for the majority of the rain chance that we have with this system is going to occur tonight into early tomorrow morning. Not necessarily in the afternoon or night, but it's still possible to get some additional rainfall during that time. So you can see the differences in the computer models and how much precipitation we could potentially get. I also say precipitation because one of our models is indicating maybe some snow mixing with some of the rain with precipitation Saturday night. Obviously, if anything's going to occur with snow mixing with the rain, accumulation is not going to happen because I expect temperatures to stay at the very least in the upper 30s for lows by Sunday morning. So obviously nothing's going to be impacted from it, but it'll be something to watch for. Saturday, as colder air starts to move in throughout the day, when I showed you the wind supercast, you notice that the winds are going to be picking up throughout the day. That's due to colder air moving in through the day. And so as it does so, yes, temperatures, especially along and south of temperatures along and south of the Turnpike may still be mild and close to 60. Very, very possible. But it's not going to get much warmer than that. In fact, temperatures are likely going to remain steady and fall throughout the day. And then windy still on Sunday. I unfortunately did have to cool temperatures down just a little bit and more in the low to mid 60s, not mid to upper 60s as expected. And there's still a very low chance that there might be some leftover clouds early Sunday morning, especially if precipitation lingers into Saturday night. But most of the day, especially by the afternoon, will be sunny. And so wind gusts between 30 and 40 miles per hour expected for both Saturday and Sunday. A few higher gusts at times are possible, especially on Sunday. And so when we get the afternoon sun, it's going to be windy. Monday's the best day of the next 8 days. It's going to be 70 and winds gusting less than 20 miles per hour for most areas. But unfortunately, the winds pick up again with more storm chances next week, and we'll continue to fine-tune those chances on a day-by-day basis as we get into next week. But overall, if you're a fan of the warm weather, take advantage of today, because this weekend is not going to be the most comfortable. It'll be closer to where we should be for this time of year, but it's still going to be a big change from what we've had all week long. And so it's going to be a big shock to the system for some of you. And we'll continue to keep an eye on the severe weather risk for this evening. Stay weather aware and have a plan of action, especially if you're in that slight risk of severe weather west of Highway 75, and especially if you're out towards central Kansas, because that's when the bulk of the highest potential for severe weather would occur. That's when we'll hit our maximum severe weather hazards, up to 2-inch in diameter of hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. The more we get into the evening hours and the more the storms shift over to the east towards eastern Kansas and the Missouri border, the storms are expected to weaken. Still could be severe 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, quarter-size hail, but not quite to the point of the very large hail and the strongest of the winds that we could potentially get as storms initially develop around sunset. So just be aware of that, and we'll keep you updated. Have a great day.